Well, we are going to go back to the JMTOYS universe and find out if they are now able to make up for that awful Sub-Zero that they made last year. It was actually the worst figure of the year, but there's a possibility that they could redeem themselves with this not official Captain America. Now, they officially do unofficial things. You know what? That's what I love on this channel. Let's open this thing up and find out. I mean, it looks good, but so did the Sub-Zero. Let's get rid of that box. I have to thank Bombasby for sending this to me, along with the Batman that they made. You know and you love, everybody knows all about that version of Batman. But today's all about Marvel and Captain America and whether or not JMTOYS, Joyman I think is their official name, has redeemed themselves with this figure. Now, if you remember, when I did the Freeze video, the Sub-Zero, I ripped that thing apart. Not like physically, it broke and it wasn't great. But that came from 5K Toys and that was covered. So you can trust my honest feedback on this thing and find out if it's going to be good or not. Now, I will say the accessories look great right off the bat. And I think even in worst case, we'll have a couple of accessories. Which, you know, worst case, you spend a lot of money for just accessories. Okay, well, looking at the accessories, I think we have a pretty nice range of stuff. I am a little bit curious why we have a limited range in the hands, like they only have so many left and so many right, but that's, you know, not uncommon for a lot of brands to do that. So let's just start with the hands and get a good look, because last time the paint and the fingers, they look like hot dogs. Which will also allow us to figure out if these wrist joints are any good, which was another problem. So on by default, this Cap America with his skull, so don't look at that, let's take it off. The hands that are on him by default, these punching hands or fists, actually look good. Good sculpt, the paint isn't messy or anything, so that makes me happy. The wrist peg joint looks like the same thing that the Freeze had, but I mean, they already felt better, so let's just hope that these hands can go on. Oh boy. All right, that felt good, and it went on. I mean, it was just like the bare minimum on that last figure, and they couldn't do it. Up next, we have a couple of gripping hands, which are gonna be good mostly for, I would assume, the shield and maybe this Ptarmigan. It is a little tough to get these on because the wrist pads, forearm gauntlet things do want to slide because of the soft goods, but as long as you hold them in place, it does work. So up next, we have a couple of trigger fingers, which again, are looking good and they actually connected well. So this is so far a good start. And you got this hand, which you got to use very delicately because this is not a Hydra boy. He is throwing his shield, so that's what that's for. Or for saluting, because he is the only true American. And for the right hand, you get this thumbs up, which honestly does look really nice. I appreciate having that in there. And on the left side, we've got this kind of, so I guess this is probably more for the shield. So I'm curious if this is for like a handle side of the shield or what, but we'll figure it out. So we got options, appreciate having options. And we've got this pointing finger, which, yeah, I appreciate the sculpt and the paint on this one. This is actually working really well for me, and you know, having options is good. Starting over here with the shields, I don't know enough about this translucent option. I don't know why this exists for any reason. It's cool. Obviously, if there's light behind it, it does things differently. I don't care about this one. What I do care about is this shield, which has a beautiful matte finish. Now, there's a little bit of blue that leaked into that ring right there, but honestly, with your human eyes, you don't really see it. It's just going into the camera, but the paintwork is good. And the matte finish is nice. And the magnet on the back here is because I assume he's gonna have a magnet on this piece. Yes. Beautiful, love that. And then of course, this chunker is the wrist strap, essentially the handle. So when he's holding it, it's gonna look like that. Then we get this pistol, which again, looks very nice. I mean, there were some things with the Freeze that did look good. I don't remember if paint was one of them, but there was a lot of sloppy issues. But this looks nice. I hope that the Batman is as good as this. And a nice little secret, I wasn't sure if it was actually happening, but you get a little tiny magazine that you can stick in there. Sweet. And the good old-fashioned drum gun, whatever these are actually called. I mean, most of us just know it's this a Tommy gun because we grew up in the 80s and 90s. I don't know what it's actually called. It doesn't matter. It just looks awesome, and it's very time accurate for Captain America. So I'm happy to see that this is included. It's very fun. As far as the head sculpts, so we do have this that was on him by default. So you have your nice zombie dude. So this is a Hydra one, so obviously that hand you could use, but I mean, this looks good. Nice paint work. Much better skull than the Mr. Freeze boy, Sub-Zero. They called him Freeze, so I keep saying that. And you get a classic Captain head, which the paint work is there, but it doesn't match the skin tone of the plastic. That collar sticks up a little bit, so I think you're gonna still be able to get plenty of poses where you don't see it, but that is definitely like seems like kind of a missed mark. Like the ear works, but they give him a little rose colored in his cheeks, which makes the neck kind of not work. Plus he's matte finished in that. Anyway, the sculpt of the helmet looks really nice. A little bit of wear and tear. I dig it. And the other thing is all these heads connect, which is a huge deal. And then this one, the screaming head, you know, it's good enough. Again, the human eye is not as bad. Paint in the mouth isn't that great, but it could be worse. And for these guys, I'm gonna give this a huge pass. Looking at the details of the suit, this is nice. Okay, I really like the soft goods here. Now I am doing this with a bit of caution because I don't know how much I can trust this thing as we move along. So far, this is really good. I mean, we got butt flaps on his pockets. They're not functioning pockets, but the look is certainly there. The paint work is doing its job, the stitch work and everything. This is nice, and I like the cloth down here for like the red and white stripes. This is working really well. I am super surprised. Going from the worst figure of the year to this is a major improvement and step in the right direction. Now, because it is soft goods, I do think that we're gonna have limitation on range, and because it's JMTOYS, I mean, that means it could be laughably bad, but we don't know yet. But I really love these details. Plus, we have a holster here on the side of his body, so you can put this gun in there. There's no strap to keep the gun like locked in, but whatever. You can also remove it because it's obviously just floating on his pants there. Pants. But it looks good. I mean, my goodness. Hello. Couldn't you have done this with the Sub-Zero? So is this a beautiful looking thing? Absolutely. Now we got to talk about the articulation to find out if it really can hold up. So let's start with the head, which is going to be the easiest part. So we have some neck articulation, plus the head with the ball joint on the inside is actually working. So we have like a nice looking down and up range, side to side, all that stuff. Okay, getting to the shoulders. I think we might have some limitations here. Yes, we certainly do. Mostly probably because, I mean, stitching for sure, but all of this is tight. So that cloth in there can't stretch. But also with this pad on his shoulder. Now, if you saw my in-art Batman review, the shoulder pieces had like a little hinge point so you could lift them up and go over things. Can't really do that here. You just have to like kind of wiggle it around. Just be careful not to pop anything apart. Like, who knows how that's connected? Glue? Stitching? So just be careful. There's a lot of strap pieces here, so you could obviously remove things off of this guy. So if you didn't want the back harness or the belt and stuff, I mean, you could definitely remove it. Just putting it back on might be a real challenge. But if you work it delicately enough, you can get the arms up, which is nice. And I'm sure based on the model figure underneath, there's probably bicep swivel. It's just being able to get it to do it is going to be very hard. Plus the rotation of that shoulder is going to be super limited. So I think we're still going to get some cool looking poses out of this guy, but I do think we're going to have a lot of restrictions based on that. Double jointed elbows are doing their job because it is all soft here. Soft goods is what you would call this, but it's cloth. So it can be, you can say both. So there's a rotation happening somewhere in here with the shoulder or the elbow. And the biggest challenge with the wrist is that we have this guard. I don't know why you would have this piece of the guard come up over the hand, because you know that's going to limit your range of articulation. But it is a ball peg in there, so if you can push this thing far enough up the arm, then you should be able to manipulate this thing and get some somewhat decent range, but maybe the weakest part so far. Does he have ab crunch? You know what? That's a good question. I'm glad you asked that. So let's check it out. Even with all these soft goods in there, he can bow, which is working really well. I'm sure backwards, not too bad at all. Side to side is definitely working. There's some rotation in there. Again, it's just gonna be restricted by all of these soft goods, so you just gonna have to be careful. Obviously things can start untucking, or you don't want to like pull these straps off of the body. So just be careful as you're using it. The legs, let's see, if it's like real life, maybe you gotta hike your pants up and then you can do some splits. So there's actually range in there, pretty wild. Very happy to see that. Can kick forward pretty well. It's got double jointed knees with the little pads on there. There's rotation up at the hips, which is working. And then a pretty standard, whoops. Oh, that's weird, it's clear plastic. Kind of an odd choice, I don't know what that's all about. It's just a ball joint for the ankle. No toe articulation. He does have gigantic hole pegs. Look, those are massive. I have no idea what stand would use those things. So cool that they're there, but can you use them? I would have just fill them in. Forget it. Include a stand in the box, maybe. If you're patient enough with the shoulders and the elbows and stuff with all these soft goods, you can get a pretty famous look of having your Captain America saluting. It's just maybe not perfect. I'm sure we could work it and get a little bit closer, but man, this is actually working really, really well. I am super surprised and very happy that they have redeemed themselves officially with this figure. This is actually worth getting, which is funny because when this got teased or available for pre-order months ago, I was like warning people like, hey, remember this is the same company that did Sub-Zero. I thought this would be awful. But when Bombasby offered to send this to me, that I knew that's low cost because it's zero cost. But now, not only do I know if it's as good as it looked and worth buying, but I can let you know that yes, they have redeemed themselves with this beautiful, beautiful Captain America figure. I am so thankful and happy that that's the case. So if you want to get your own, link is in the description, so grab it today. And it is an affiliate link, so I do get a small commission percentage, but you also get to enjoy a nice figure from a trusted store. So they have one good one, one bad one. Will the Batman figure hold up to this level or even exceed it? Or will it be as bad as that Sub-Zero? Hit the subscribe button to find out. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see that Sub-Zero one, we'll click the top link there. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.